The right-hand man of Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader, was an essential part of the Empire's success, with him being in large part the image of success that the Emperor's Iron Fist wanted to project across the galaxy. Though we know he went on many missions at Palpatine's request, how did the Sith Lord spend his free time? Well, today I'm going to break down exactly what Darth Vader did in his free time, so smash that subscribe button, join the Star Force 1 Discord, and let's get into it. First off, we have to keep in mind that Vader didn't actually have all that much free time to begin with. He was constantly representing the Empire, crushing aspects of the rebellion around the galaxy, and doing much more. In the earliest years of his turn to the dark side, he did have more time to himself, but he still spent a great deal of it training the Inquisitors and hunting down survivors of Order 66. Hunting Jedi was actually an interest of his, since he and Palpatine both felt that the best way to stamp out any remains of Anakin Skywalker would be to entirely destroy whatever was still left alive relating to his past as a Jedi. In between missions, Vader found refuge in his various palaces and castles dotted throughout the galaxy. He would often spend time in his meditation chamber, although rather than any actual meditation, his thoughts constantly dwelled on his past, the things he lost, primarily his mother and beloved wife. Although he undoubtedly spent a great deal of energy hating himself for what he had done, he harbored the most anger towards his old master, Obi-Wan Kenobi. If it weren't for him, Anakin would have saved Padme and wouldn't have ended up in such a pathetic, agonizing state of pain. Or at least, that's what he thought. Thoughts like this fueled his hatred, making him more powerful and aggressive on missions and attacks performed after his time alone. He also continued tinkering like he did throughout his childhood, with him fixing up an old radio sometime before A New Hope, simply out of a desire to have some remembrance of the old, peaceful times when he dreamt of exploring space and its many planets. Aside from training the Inquisitors, Vader also continued his own practice, refining his already masterful abilities in each lightsaber form, something which ensured that he kept himself at the top of the game so that nobody could defeat him easily, and especially no Jedi. 7 years after the fall of the light side of the Force, Vader constructed a fortress on the planet Mustafar, which was home to not only private meditation chambers, which Vader frequented often, but also provided the opportunity to revisit and gaze upon the site of his defeat to Obi-Wan Kenobi. This strengthened his hatred of him even more. It was here on Mustafar that the Dark Lord ended up spending a great deal of his free time communicating with and eventually battling an ancient Sith spirit that he came across, known as Darth Momin. Momin assisted Vader in finding a way to gain back his old body through an old portal, which would have made him powerful enough to overthrow Palpatine himself, but just before Vader could enter the portal, Momin did instead, reclaiming his old body, leading the two to engage in a dark duel. Momin literally just betrayed Vader. I mean, that's the way of the Sith, so what do you expect? The construction of Vader's fortress led to a lot of hardship for the native Mustafarian population, leading to them rising up against Vader and his troopers, attacking the fortress and attempting to destroy them forever. This attack took up lots of Vader's free time having to defend his castle, and after the intense defense against the siege on his fortress, during which Vader slaughtered many opponents as his lava troopers dispatched the rest, he realized that there was no way he would be able to reclaim his old body and pursued a different goal. He had long wanted to resurrect Padme and had tried to on numerous occasions, but it was after his crippling blow to his mental state that he set his full determination on this goal, which took him on many adventures but were all, of course, ultimately unsuccessful. This failure only led him to further hate himself and Obi-Wan, with him vowing to find and destroy his old master no matter what. This is what brought us to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, with the Inquisitors hunting down a survivor of Order 66 who bumps into Obi-Wan, with a long turn of events later concluding in Vader battling his former master, only to once again suffer a devastating defeat, which caused him to fall further into darkness, cursing his inability and worthlessness. As you can see, this is all very depressing, and the truth is that Vader's life was one turn of depression after the next. He never succeeded in any of his goals towards undoing his past mistakes, and only ever dreamed of accomplishing exactly that. He also spent some time seeking out his son Luke Skywalker and tracing him back to Tatooine thanks to the help of the bounty hunter Boba Fett. Vader revisited his old home, the same place that Luke had grown up, and was haunted by the memories of his happier days. He would rather be a slave boy than what he had become. In a fit of rage, Vader used the Force to destroy the graves of his mother and Klieg Lars, trying to kill that part of Anakin Skywalker forever. Though, of course, he was unsuccessful. In a separate encounter, he spotted a group of sand people in the distance, and recalling what had happened when his mother had died, he reenacted the scene, butchering them all one by one, this time with his red saber instead of the Jedi blue that he had used last time. Although plenty more things took place in his free time, they were more incidental than anything, so these are the ways we know he chose to spend his free time deliberately, and it's an extremely dark and depressing tale. But when you choose the dark path, you condemn yourself to this life, one of complete emotional decimation and anger. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that dark tale of Darth Vader's free time. If you did, join the Star Force 1 Discord down in the description below. Also hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. If you made it this far, drop a thank Mr. Vader in the comments down below.